Hello, hello, hello. We'll continue the readings. I need to cleanse a bit, but this is when I had a chance to do it. So, also, usually they tell me not to pick up the cards, so I don't. So I didn't pick up the cards, but I do have to tell you that today is January 29th, and it is 1:38 p.m. where I am. And so I don't know if that means anything to you or not, but there it is because that's what they want. Archangel Michael, please protect us as we channel the energy for the energy of Taurus, those who are in the energy of Taurus. Remember, you could be born under the Taurus sign and not have any messages here, or you could have some messages and other messages could be in another reading. If you need individual reading so that you can get to the bottom of whatever the message is, if it's not a complete message for you, first check out all the other readings that have already posted, and then book a reading, book a session, invest in your spiritual life. So said I wasn't going to be doing zodiacs. I'm not. We're using the energy of Taurus to pull on the energy from the full moon in Leo. And so I have already said that I would be reading the personality traits of Taurus. If you are in these personality traits, or these are the personality traits that you accept about yourself and at this moment in time, because energy is fluid and it changes. So we have, if you're a high vibe Taurus, so positive qualities would be you're mature, dependable, you're very composed, you're faithful, you're friendly, you're sensible, loving, secure, kind, strong-minded, creative. One of the negative things that I notice about those in Taurus energy are hard-headedness, indulgent, hostile, domineering. They can also be gluttonous, jealous, lazy, and very money-oriented. And the biggest thing, like I said, hard-headed, stubbornness. The stubbornness is so real. And so I don't know why we still have this on the table, but you could have some kind of connection to the last reading, which the last reading was Scorpio, okay? So maybe they want you to watch Scorpio energy, and they are bringing my attention to Predator and Prey and the number 17. I can clean up now. Protect yourself. There is a need for balance here on your journey, whatever that journey looks like. It doesn't have to be a spiritual journey. So let me make sure that we're cleansing this energy. There is something here about community. You may want to watch Leo. Community came out for Leo. They're really, really drawing my attention to their supermoon. Something could happen, or there could be a revelation of sorts, either coming from you or coming from someone in your energy. Or this could have happened during the supermoon. And I don't think it was the blue moon. Destiny again. Okay. And this did come out in the previous reading, and we just shuffled. You just saw me shuffle that. All right, let's see. I'm highly frustrated right now. I am highly frustrated. I'm waiting on something. I feel like I'm waiting on something. I feel like I'm frustrated. I feel like I psychologically am dealing with something. But then I also feel like a lack of trust. A lack of boundaries, a lack of understanding somewhere. Let's see. All right, hold on a second. Let me get these over here so that they are completely cleansed. I feel like somebody in your energy is awakening, or it could be you, but they're awakening to something about you that you don't really particularly like, that they're awakening to something about you, or maybe they're asking you a lot of questions surrounding something. There's also a need for self-reliance and endurance for your survival that you could possibly be obsessing about. I'm gonna pull rune real quick. I'm gonna pull a rune real quick. I'm gonna pull runes. There's something here about marriage. I don't know. It just came up. It could be marriage to your work, school, a person. Let's see. Let us see. I was talking with my husband last night, real late. Like, oh my gosh, we had such a late night. It was crazy. And usually it's just because we start getting downloads, and then sometimes we do sit there and try to, okay, I got rosemary in my eye. Something here about your left eye, okay? We usually sit there and we try to crack the codes of any downloads, or we're sitting there and we're like, hey, because he'll get a download, sometimes it has to do with my download, and so we were trying to compare and contrast. One of the things that we were talking about last night was in one of his meditations, which I mentioned in another reading, he saw Omega, and he had never really, understood Omega or what it was, but he saw it with an orange mandala, and he wasn't sure of what the message was, and so we just wrote it down and wrote down everything that happened. And so I had been getting some signs and synchronicities about the Alpha and Omega, which we know that's the beginning and the end, and we know that is the Most High. But one of the things that we kind of stumbled upon last night was feminine energy being the source of us as a collective. So whether you're masculine or feminine, remember we all possess masculine and feminine energy. And there's something there in Scorpio reading about balance and things coming into balance. But we kept getting the number 4. Okay, I've been getting the number 4 for quite a bit of time. I would say probably when I started one of the readings that I posted about false prophets. Okay, and so it could have to do with that reading. I could put it down below, but there was like this random rant that I was working, and they just kept telling me I had to go do a video about false prophets, and I just kept seeing 444. But last night, it was talking about the 4 feminine energies, and like the archetype. It has to do with the connection of the archetypes of religious factors and what energy that you could be in. And so it was just interesting because we were talking about it, and we were trying to like understand like why did we get these downloads. And yesterday we ended Scorpio's reading with knowing that we would be doing Taurus today, and Taurus is also symbolic of the Hierophant, and so I was thinking maybe that has to do with it. But anyway, I'm rambling on and on and on about really renewal and what does that mean for you. It's more about kind of understanding where you are in your spiritual journey, and I feel like we have been talking about that and understanding that, well, I mean, I guess most people's dilemma is so willow, and it's about success, right? It's about understanding where you are, but it really is about, as a whole, health, honoring your health, honoring victories, honoring your wholeness, and cleansing. But then also it has to do with, and we just talked about that, right? Protecting your energy and protecting yourself. And look, the cosmic egg is showing its head. But There could be some envy. There could be some talk. There could be some jealousy here. It could be a low vibing Taurus, or it could just be somebody in your energy. But also the symbol for Solillo is the sun. So things coming out, being revealed. And well, the 4 archetypes, feminine archetypes, which is only talking about feminine energy, because it could be a man or a woman. Either you are a man or a woman. It's not just talking about women, but right, they go off and they talk about they as in people who kind of use the Bible or things in the Bible to kind of, push their own agendas. And sometimes people do it without really knowing that that's what they're doing. So anything that you have to look at, or anything that somebody tells you, make sure you're looking at it from your own perspective, from the perspective of what you know and who you are. And if it matches with you, then you go with it. There is really not one way to worship or to be. Everything is as it should be, and we are not responsible for each other's salvation. Law is not to be, I read this last night, law is not to be obeyed. When it comes to the spiritual law, law is made to be obeyed, but it's not. If you obey the laws, that doesn't mean that you will be saved. It's how you implement them in your own life. Because you could sit here and interpret the law to mean whatever you want it to be. And I mean, at the end of the day, the Most High is going to be your judge. But you don't have a judge on earth that's going to be like, oh, you're interpreting that correctly, or you're not interpreting that correctly. But if you are using Jesus, because you can only get to the Father through Jesus, then therefore that means that you have to look at your own consciousness and the consciousness around you and what's in your heart, because it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody has a different reality and perception. So it's all about, and it just seems like that's dilemma, right? So funny thing is, that's in Revelation. Revelation has been coming out. 17 is the number for me for Revelation. It's something that happened that I won't get into like 2 years ago, and that just became the 17. If I see that, I know, boom, something will be revealed, and it never fails, because the Most High doesn't fail us. He sends us signs and synchronicities. He sends us the resources that we need. He wants us to be whole. He wants us to continue cleansing our energy and be pure for being in Christ consciousness. But that is consistent and constant work, and nobody's going to be able to tell us how to do it in our own lives. Yeah, take what they say, and then, discern for yourself. People could have some good pointers for you, but don't just live your life listening to videos, okay, and then be like, oh, that's what I have to do. Nope, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to confirm anything that you're already feeling, because you have nudges along the way, or kind of just reassure you that whatever you're doing on your journey is probably the right thing, because we are always whole if we're putting the Most High first, and He's going to help us get through this through the consciousness of Christ. Okay, wow, I just never talked about that so much in a reading. So let's see what the factor is here, but it's in the energy, so it is what it is. We have Iwas, freedom. There you go. The factor is freedom. I mean, obviously, we have things that we must follow, right? We have to be sensible. We can't hurt other people. But then there's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of progression within freedom. There also has to be trust. There also has to be change. Okay? And so those are the dilemma and the factor here kind of feed into each other. And so you must continue to understand the health of those around you, where it's kind of like this health. What does health mean? Health means healing, but it also means internal health. It also means external health. Okay, honor each other, honor yourself, honor your neighbor. Don't do anything against them, right? And then there is victory in that, and also the Most High gives us those resources, and then we have to constantly cleanse. We have to constantly cleanse and be pure about our own thoughts, because we're gonna be like, we're gonna think about gossiping, and we're going to think about doing things that we're not supposed to do, and we just have to constantly just put ourselves back on the right track, right? And there's a freedom in that. So the symbol for freedom for was is horse. Was symbolizes transportation, movement, progression, trust, and change. And so here it really feels like the big factor here could be trust and change, right? But either way it goes, there's movement, there's progression, things are moving forward, things have shifted. So, you know, that's what they're saying. And let's see what the advice is. The advice we have is Isa, and the symbol for Isa is ice. And it here can be where you must go with the flow and give yourself some time. Maybe don't make any decisions during this time. Also, there could be some challenges, there could be some frustrations and psychological blocks. So the advice is just to go with the flow. Isa came out on a different deck. And usually when I see this in this deck, it's about a permanent change, a permanent force of change. However, it's also calling you not to permanently try to change something and, you know, so go with the flow. It's a sign of stagnancy that is supposed to be there. Okay, so it's okay if things are not moving as you want them to. It's supposed to be that way. All right, so maybe that is why a factor is freedom, because you're wanting the freedom and the trust in this change, and you're not getting the answers that you want to. Okay, answers are coming. On one of the readings, I don't have my laptop where I can look it up right now, so I'm not gonna waste time and do that. So just go with the flow, feel what you feel. Let's see what happens for Taurus in the end. What happens for Taurus in the end? And we're on 17. And we have was from the other deck. But same thing, right? So it's different. In the end, you will have freedom. There will be progression. And there is an announcement of change, a journey, a progress, a transition. So it's saying either way it goes, there's going to be change, even while there's stagnancy. Let's see what the full moon in Leo message is for Taurus. What is the full moon in Leo message for Taurus? Let's see what they got here. Gemini was coming out in the other reading, but then also Libra. So I don't know if that has anything to do with you, but it does feel a sense of some sort of justice brought upon yourself. In Tiwa's honor, justice, leadership, and authority in the end will be yours. You just have to be okay with the discomfort that comes with the stagnancy at this time. Adjustments are required, and you're going to see that coming up soon, that you must just adjust the way that you think, just the way that you feel. Adjust, however you see fit, however you feel you should do it during this movement and progression of change. But just trust in the Most High for that. Give it to the Most High, okay? A new start is coming. And what do you need to release? So, and this new start did definitely begin for the eclipse. I mean, right here it tells you. But then also remember, you can use the new moon that's coming up to understand that if you didn't understand the change and you didn't understand the shift as far as feeling it, you could anticipate that. And then ask yourself, what do you need to release during the waning moon? Okay, I'm pretty sure we're in that moon cycle this last couple days. I'm not sure if we're there today, but it doesn't really matter. You can release anything to the Most High at any time. You don't have to use moon cycles. It's a good way of kind of getting into what it is that you can be doing. Kind of like a routine, okay? And we know how Taurus likes to be organized when they're in high vibe. Okay, let's see. So the full moon in Leo message is a new start is coming. Adjustments are required because a new start is coming. So those adjustments are just releasing. And remember, it's kind of like I was talking about the infinity symbol in Leo reading, where it talks about it's gonna depend upon you how you go with the adjustments and go with the flow, because there's always going to be highs and there's always going to be lows, and you have to maintain your equality. You have to maintain that balance. We have destiny again, a specialness. We have the number 52 again, and the number 52 usually marks change traditionally. Oh my gosh, we have the moon. The number 24, we have the desert, so stagnancy again. We have the number 17, which for right now, this was revelation. But in Leo, we got mountains. So the highs and the lows. And we have entanglement and new beginnings. So do not become entangled in trying to remove this stagnancy. Use the cycles of the moon like we were just talking about. So that is your confirmation. And they are confirming, like they confirmed in Sagittarius reading, a new start is coming. There is the light at the end of the tunnel. I hope I helped heal at least one person in the world today. And Taurus, I sure hope it was you. Stay in high vibe. And when you go low, it's okay. Just bring yourself back up, because you do have that strength where you can turn things around and transmute energy right away. And remember, adjustments are required. A new start is coming. So make sure that you're releasing that and look forward to the end of the tunnel. The light at the end of the tunnel, the light that you have inside of you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Bye.